My goodness. You guys are so awesome. I love you guys. You're so awesome. Puppy dog, are you going to stay in here or are you going to leave? I don't have any treats. How you guys doing? Oh my goodness. It's Solstice Eve. Is there a lot of stuff going on? I haven't even really been able to check today. Another week has gone by. It's been kind of pandemonium. We have a lot of stuff. Well, I'm trying to talk about as much as I can so we can get up to speed as we are, you know, careening through this universe at who knows what speed. But changes are coming. Changes are on the horizon. Let me say hello to you guys. Hi, you guys. What is going on with my viewer here? I want to see you not small. Someone changed the size of all this. Hi. Wisdy. Michelle, my Belle. Beth. Mama Bear. Julie. Desrat. Hi, Queen. Everyone missed the bus? Which bus? Hi, GM Dave. Paisley. Hi, Pammy and Sharon. Misty Rose. Good to see you guys again. I did not want to post that I was going live and then not be able to because I just very unexpectedly the past couple days I've been at a hockey tournament. There is this hockey invite only that happens around the holidays, and it's like the best teams in the state are invited to it. Well, it's usually downtown. Well, this year it got moved out by us. And I found out Thursday night, hey, you going to go to the game? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the game. So basically, I've been at a game every single day. Since then, I've been in my element. I am totally out of shape. I'm exhausted. I'm like, I just cannot watch all these hockey games like I used to, but I love it. Well, here's the thing. My team. So I was the manager of this team 2 years ago. 2020 happened. You know, the state championship got cut off. The kids lost prom. We moved. It was just terrible. I never had closure with my team. Well, back then, we had about 5 players who were sophomores then, and I've been able to kind of follow them until now, and they're so talented. Well, I was so in my element taking their videos of their games because they love when I do it. So they are a combined team, meaning there's one high school district, but there's like 4 high schools that feed into their one team. Well, they're not part of the Scholastic League, which are those schools are basically their own district. And the Scholastic League happens to be on the North Shore where everyone's like millionaires, lawyers. It's all white collar. Our hardworking middle class team always gets snubbed for these things. But back in 2020, when my kid was a senior, they earned an invitation to this very prestigious tournament. They got knocked out of the Final Four by the team who ended up winning the championship. So this week, they knocked off the number 2 team, the number 4 team in the state, the number 3 team, which is the cream of the crop teams. Like 8 out of 10 years, they're in the state championship that gets broadcasted on TV here. And about half the time, they win those championships. And they are probably from the wealthiest suburb in the area. So they are meeting this team in the championship, which was tonight. And in my wildest dreams, it's one of those things, it's like, how could we ever play this team for exposure or for experience? Because we're always like in different leagues, never paired up with the right tournaments. They're so elusive. We cannot ever play them. Well, in this tournament, it ended up that team, we'll just call them Green. Green won their pool. Varsity won ours, and they were to meet in the championships tonight. And Green freaking forfeited the game tonight. Who does that? I still can't believe this. I cannot, with Venus retrograde, hello, they didn't even say it was because of COVID. Ended up, they tried to change the venue, tried to change the time. Then they tried to add people to their roster because they had some kids who weren't there because they were on vacation. And our coach tried to be as accommodating as possible. But then he was like, no, we're not going to wait a week to play this championship. And we've been here every day from Thursday to Sunday. It was scheduled for tonight. Let's do it. And then they forfeited. But then one of the kids that's on that green team, I don't know if he's the captain, used to play with one of our kids, varsity, back when on a different league that's not a high school league. But he called him and he said, hey, we're missing our top 2 shooters. That's why we're not playing. That's why they're not playing. So our kids went to the rink. The families went to the rink. They got this giant championship trophy that's like 3 feet tall. I got to sit on the bench. I got to go on the ice. I was just so in my element. I was very happy. And they took a bunch of pictures, and their pictures will be splashed all over this tournament until next year. And everyone will know that green forfeited. Green is nationally recognized. I cannot believe, number one, they did this. And number two, they did it the second day of Venus retrograde. They just basically ruined their entire season. But here's the thing. So that was today. Yesterday, I'm looking at asteroids because that's what I do. And there's this asteroid Tom Hockey, which is my hockey asteroid, obviously. I think he's a politician actually down under. And Ovechkin. Ovechkin is going to go to the Hall of Fame. He's playing right now for the Washington Capitals. He's from Russia. Both of these yesterday were, get this, you can't make this stuff up. Yesterday, they were both 8 degrees Aries. That is where transit Chiron is. You know, the deep wound that you have to heal. Their deep wound was having to play my varsity team, and the only way they could solve that problem of being embarrassed and beaten by this middle-class team was to forfeit on the second day that Venus is retrograde. That's crazy. One last thing. Also last night at 8 degrees Aries, I was kidding. I posted this on Twitter because I'm like, there's an asteroid called HILLARYFULTZ, as in Hillary's fault. It's named for a lady, Hillary, like Sue Fultz or something like that. She's like an astronomer. That was also 8 degrees Aries yesterday. And I'm laughing because I'm like, oh, we're going to hear about butter emails. Hillary, it's Hillary's fault. Like, I was expecting that. Today, there's people from the Clinton campaign that have suits that have been filed about so much stuff. I'm like, you guys, I was kidding when I was saying it was Hillary's fault. You can't make this stuff up. It is everywhere. My God, that green team, they just ruined everything. So that happened. I need to talk about this Venus retrograde because who pops up when this planet went retrograde yesterday? Remember, Venus is the planet of love, money, income, comfort. You like your assets, beauty, but it's also about one's values. Oh, just a second. Okay, here you go. I know you hear someone out there. Okay. This has to do with our values and our substance, who we are. Venus retrogrades about every 2.5 years. Looking at that planet Venus from our perspective on Earth. Okay, I need more. Boy, I hope Santa gets me some more whiteboards because these are falling apart. Here we go. So Venus retrograde, from our perspective, it looks like it's going backwards, okay? Oh my goodness, thank you, Tessa, so much. Venus. You guys, this Venus has got an appetite. It's going to do a lot of work. There's a lot of funny stuff going on with this. But anyway, so Venus went retrograde. I think it was at 26 Capricorn. And so, like, here's the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth. You know what? I should move these around. Okay, this is not to scale. This also has to do with beauty. Beauty comes with proportions. I am so not to scale. But let's just say the sun is here. Okay, and we're looking down at the cosmos. And we got Mercury is going around the sun. Venus is at like 26 Capricorn. The sun right now is like 29 Sag. Thank you. That's so nice. So Venus actually it retrograded when this was like 27. No, yesterday it was 28 Sag. So this is about 30 degrees away. Okay. It's actually really close to the sun. But as Venus, even though Venus is still going around, it doesn't stop. But do you see, like this angle that we're at, even though Venus is still orbiting around the sun, it looks like it's standing still because we're getting closer to it. And then there'll be coming a point because even though Venus is like moving this way around it, it looks like it's going backwards because we kind of overtake it. So it's an optical illusion, but it has real effects on us on Earth because, I think I don't know if this has to do with violet light. It affects a certain ray of light in our atmosphere. Everything's energy. This is why we feel all this stuff. So Venus is retrograde. She is weak. She's sleepy. She's gone to sleep. She's going to go to sleep. She's going to sleep for like 6 weeks, I think. I think Mercury retrograde is 3. Venus retrograde is 6. She doesn't leave Capricorn until March. So when Venus looks like she's backwards and she's sleeping, this is what you need to always remember. Venus, the things that she does when it comes to money and values, cannot keep up the facade when she's sleeping. In all the ways that Venus has been propped up, abused, misused, not used properly, when she goes to sleep, she can't prop that up anymore. Those things fall away. So whose facade has fallen away? We've got Joe Manchin. Kicked it right off. I'm like, ooh, you... Now remember, the full moon Taurus, I said back there on 11/19 full moon Taurus, that was going to kick Manchin's butt. There will be a very noticeable change of who he is and his status 18 months from now. But he kicks off the Venus retrograde with, I can't support it. But you guys, he has this little routine. He always does this stuff. Everyone gets upset. How dare he? Blah, 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 blah. Then eventually he falls in line. I don't know if it's like a routine because he can't support it under the certain conditions of how his white male electorate is in Virginia. Because it does get all the airtime we need to reinforce that. And then it's like the media and people take it seriously, and then it's like it gets more traction and groundwork that people discuss this. And now we have the credit bureaus saying what his statement did and how it affected our credit rating. I mean, it was a direct connect the dots. What he's saying and doing has a direct impact on our future economy. Also, Donald got spooked about something, And you notice he grabbed the narrative on the weekend, and it spilled over to this week about how he can't support Build Back Better. My feeling is that Donald is so incensed by what happened, he's not going to let anyone have any success. He has to make things hurt as badly for Biden and the American. He doesn't care. He's just too hurty. So pay attention this week, because Venus retrograde is showing us where the facade is falling apart and where we need to get really real. Where the facade falls apart in Capricorn, that's the CEO, that's the executive, that's the head coach of a really elite hockey team. The facade came to, I just can't believe how weak this team and organization is. It is just mind-blowing to me. So you're dealing with leaders and government, the facade falling away. And isolation, how we get cut off from things and people. What Joe Manchin did when they're saying, you mean you're going to take all these children that have been lifted out of poverty and cut them off? During a pandemic in winter? I mean, how cruel is that? And here's the thing. The key word is cruelty. If Venus is about love, friendship, harmony, it is very predictable. When Venus goes retrograde, this is when the GOP, it's like they know they have a license to be as cruel and mean as possible. And it's like, that's when they really stick it to you. When someone's down, they keep kicking people when they're down. Just watch over the next 3 to 6 weeks. It is going to be very disturbing how far off they will go to hurt people. And they are doing it during such a transformational time with with our Pluto return in a couple months. What they think they're doing that's worked in the past, it's not going to work. So I know it's going to get really, really ugly, and there's going to be a lot of indignation, and how could they, and it's not fair. Prepare yourselves that when this stuff creeps across your news feed or with other people, you have to take a deep breath. You have to remember there's a facade going on here that is being exposed to show you something bigger. Even if you're pissed off, don't admire being pissed off. The universe is showing you a facade that is crumbling down, and you just need to know what your relationship is to that facade. You're not supposed to take this personally, because we all have facades. Things are habit. We love people who have facades, and we join in with those things. Well, this is when these things start crumbling down and coming apart. This is about getting to the substance of who you are. And in Capricorn, your core structure, your foundation, stability, and security, and your future. So when people start showing you who they really are right now, don't take it personally. Take a deep breath. No knee-jerk reaction. Stay in your space and think about your own relationship with you and who you think you are and where you're going, where you are now, and how you're going to get to where you need to go without depending on someone's facade. Because what's going to happen, this stuff is just going to fall apart. We have so many changes on the horizon. I really, honestly, am not really taking this whole time period from now until our Pluto return very seriously, except for basic necessities. Do we have everything that we need? Let's just carry on, and we're just going to keep going step by step by step. There is no more room to really create things, except Build Back Better, because that's continuing with the new president, who is the sun, who represents the sun for a nation. But other than that, I am just pressing the pause button because we have Mercury retrograde coming up. Jupiter's changing positions. It's a whole new ball game. March and April are going to feel, when we're there then, looking back just to now, is going to feel light years away from us. Like, what was this? It is such a different space. So we just kind of just got to keep going. We can't take ourselves too seriously right now, except for that variant. Yeah, pay attention to that. Let me see how you guys are doing. Hi, you guys. Let's see. Also, Venus. Anybody having sugar cravings? I know I started about 2 weeks ago. Venus rules sugar. And so this is, again, think about your body systems and how they're affected by Venus, whether it's sugar or it is your circulatory system and your blood, your female organs. This Venus retrograde is causing kind of a, I don't want to say destabilization, but there's definitely an imbalance. And again, needing to refortify the body and those organs, because we're going to go Mercury retrograde too. You think we're out of balance right now? Mercury retrograde, that's your nervous system. I mean, it's going to get, January is messy, you guys. Ugh. Electrostorm is retrograde all year long. No, even though it feels like it. Retrograde, they happen at very predictable times. Mercury retrogrades about 3 times a year for about 3 weeks. Venus retrogrades for about 6 weeks every 2.5 years. Mars retrogrades for about 6 months, also every 2.5 years or so. It's longer than the Venus cycle, though. 2 to 3 years. And then, you know, like these big planets, they spend about half their time retrograde, half their time direct. But these are the personal planets, and that's why we feel it so much. This Mercury and Venus retrograde, yeah, probably are going to feel like they're lasting longer because they're both in Capricorn. We've had a major Capricorn makeover since 2019, and it's a lot to take. It is absolutely a lot to take. I always have sugar cravings all year long. Okay, 6 weeks. She'll be retrograde until January 29th. Thank you very much, Sempress, until January 29th. But here's the thing. We have our Pluto return February 20th. And the good news is that all of the planets are going forward. None of them are retrograde. None. Like we have Uranus still retrograde. So it's messy, but trust me, this is such a delicious, clean, new, healing platter. Everything just seems so clear and crisp and sparkly as we get into next year, March, April. I love it. So that's why I'm just kind of ignoring this. If I could be a bear and hibernate right now, that'd be like smart. The bears are smart to hibernate now. Yes, buckle up for January. And, oh boy. I saw a blurb the other day that said, oh, this Capricorn ingress looks kind of nice. It's not too dramatic. And I was like, what? What? What do you mean about that? I'm like, we're starting it off with Venus retrograde. And I still haven't seen the chart, but I saw a chart in Australia. Here's the thing. This has me nervous. So right now, the sun is 29 like 35 sag, about. We have another half day or so before it goes to 0 Capricorn, the winter solstice. One of my most favorite times, because it's like we've landed. We've gotten through the darkness and we've landed. And it's time to rebuild. Well, when this chart happens, the moon is 27 Cancer, and this is upsetting to me because the moon in a chart represents the people. 2022, it is March, but our Pluto return is at 27 degrees Capricorn. It is exactly opposite, and we are dealing with this Omicron variant. This just looks like a lot of death to me. I do not like this. I think Mars will probably be in Capricorn by then. You know what, Tarot, can you show, I want to see, show me the winter ingress. So like we have a half day to go. Things are just going to be kind of, there might be a lot of drama, but we have a half day to go. Nothing is really going to stick because everything changes over. Can you show me the Capricorn ingress? What should we expect? Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Capricorn. Oh my God, this makes me want to laugh. I don't know why. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Yes. Yes, what? Oh boy. Yes. Everything I was saying. The High Priestess. What about this High Priestess? The Queen of Swords. Oh, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. The Queen of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and Death. 8 of Pentacles. I feel like this High Priestess has some things going on our courts. COVID. These are COVID particles covered with death. 8 of Pentacles. This is still the thing our government is working on to take down the whole January 6th thing. Aquarius. The 4 of Cups. I don't know why that makes me want to laugh. Aquarius season. This just, like, I would like to have that drink. The Magician, the Knight of Swords, and the 6 of Swords. Why does this feel so happy? That's the January 6th. Is it because of the January 6th? January 6th and voter suppression. Meaning that we've been locked out of this stuff for so long. It's reversed. There's a change. Oh, because of the Pluto return. And then Pisces season, we have the Ace of Cups. Why is this reversed? The oligarchs are gone. I'm hearing in my head. Pisces season. The devil. The devil, that's paired with the Magician card. Remember, that was the coup on our government. The 10 of Wands, fast data transfer, but this, I feel like this is all evidence. This is like taking the wind out of the sails of the oligarchs and dark money donors. It's like they don't have power. They're SOL. I sure hope that's it. How are you guys doing? So much new is coming down the pike, Mim says. It's not even funny. Yeah, I cannot. I've gone into Twitter a couple times. I don't know which way is up. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be looking for. I can tell that things are getting suppressed. I try to look at headlines and I just, it's been crazy. I haven't been home. I've been doing the hockey. But I have something very funny to tell you. You're going to like this. Okay. Oh. What does this mean? I'm sorry, this is one last thing I need to look at. We have our Pluto return. It's opposite the moon, which is going to be 27 Cancer, which represents the people. This just looks horrible. It looks horrible. Why does this make me cringe? We the people. Oh boy. Show me this Pluto. Pluto at 27 degrees. (27 Cancer), we the people with this ingress chart. I guess it'll just go like that. That goes like that. Oh, wow. What's crowning this? Things are on the move. These are defenses too. I think water defenses. I know transmission of stuff, but I feel breathing. Emotional Mars, Emperor. So this Pluto is rather hopeless. This is not the insurrection. This is a feeling of hopelessness covered by, is this the White? Yes, it's something that the White House feels badly about. Like, I don't want to say powerless, but it's kind of out of their hands. We the people. Magician. We can get our act together, do our magic, do our thing. We've given you all these tools to get ready for COVID. It's coming. It's coming. It's like a crossroads. It's like we have to get on with this. Are you paying attention? Four of Swords, we just have to wait out the storm. Everybody, please be careful. Distance. Queen of Swords, heeding the warnings of the experts, our agencies, ignoring them. Are you going to get away with it, or are you going to have to forfeit something that you love dearly? We're like on a precipice. The Seven of Cups, you can't see it coming. It's going to hit everyone differently. It's out there. Clarifier. Are you going to get hung up? Yeah. This feels very tenuous. We've given you everything you could possibly need. It's coming. So yeah, that is, I do not like this 27 degrees Cancer. With that, we've got Mars in, excuse me, I am burping tater tots from the restaurant at the rink. I've got a stomach ache. But that's also so Venus retrograde. It's affecting everyone's digestive systems, trying to break down foods. Take digestive enzymes if you have them. I've been kicking those back up. How are you guys doing? Get some more coffee. Is SDNY going to charge little Rico? Oh boy. Sunpress, I told Queen on Twitter that it feels like the goddess is working very intensely during this darkest part of the year. I still haven't gotten to be able to talk about the divine feminine. She's here, she's everywhere, and she is just, whenever I tune into her, she is swirling around, no longer in the ethers, but like very airy substance around the globe. Yes, here's all your names with your asteroid. I still have to get to this. I'm telling you, having COVID in March was really difficult. Trying to bounce back for the holidays, but it is what it is. Full moon, Pluto return, winter solstice, the great conjunction. Oh, okay, this is very funny. I today momentarily got to check in on the Twitter, and my eyes just about popped out of their sockets. In fact, I am still remembering that, and like, I still can't believe this, because someone's not, I'm just going to see if I can find it, because a person reported, okay, this is Jennifer Taub, basically said the J6 committee is looking at wire fraud to charge these guys. And I had just tweeted a huge thing that I had downloaded about what the strategy was to counter this J6 stuff, to counter the radicalization of what's happening with our troops and military, and countering the media. And it was such a massive download. And basically it was that the idea is that the way they're countering it is so multifaceted and so multidimensional. It's like every agency, it's almost like they get a different focus, multiple focuses. And even the deputies and the people below them have a different task within that. And they're not supposed to cross-reference the game plan for like that agency. They're all to remain independent. And here's the thing, and I believed President Biden when he said it in some of the audiobooks that I listened to. In true form to Scorpio, planning, preparing, exhausting all options, all what ifs. He does this all the time. So I am sure even in campaign season, they were drawing up multiple and diverse possibilities of what if this, what if this, what if that. And I got the sense that the overall big game plan, you know, Mike Flynn and tip of the spear is very sad compared to how they're getting shelled by tips of the spears 360 degrees around them. And the thing is, with all these things being independent, they can never like talk to another agency and like share information about something, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that, because they all have a different focus. So it's like they all have a different focus. Nobody can like pull it together and say, oh, this is what the Biden administration is doing, and then go leak something. I think the Trump campaign is freaking out because they cannot figure out what the United States government has on them and their people, because everything is happening in ways that they did not expect, and not in ways that they pre-planned, and not in ways that they like tried to hide evidence when they left. They had a distinct plan on how they were going to manage everything that was going to come out with people still on the inside, etc., and still try to manage it from the outside because they still had access, to networks. But what's happening is that this plan is so big and multifaceted. It's almost like a brain that's working. You can't find the thing that's pushing the levers in the brain to solve a problem. They can't figure it out. And the thing is that I have always sensed they're already completely surrounded by the plan. And even if they want to go sue Nancy Pelosi, okay, have fun with that. You're totally surrounded in 100 different ways. They're stabbing in the dark. They're done. They are completely done. And so this wire fraud that came out on what the January 6th committee is talking about charging them with, it has everything. I mean, listen to this language. Whoever, having devised or intending to devise any, I need some markers. This language, you guys. Anyone having devised or intending to devise any scheme or artifice to defraud or for obtaining money, property by means of false, fraudulent pretenses, representations, or promises transmitted by means of wire, radio, televised communications, interstate foreign commerce, writings, signs, signals, pictures, memes, or sounds for the purpose of executing the scheme. You guys, wire fraud. Digital devices fall under that. In a scheme to defraud, it doesn't matter if it's money or property, but is it false, fraudulent pretenses, representing promises for the sole purpose of executing this scheme to overturn the election? And that is how they're completely surrounded. They can't stop talking about this since January 6th. They won't shut up. And they keep putting out more evidence and more evidence and more evidence. And they keep voting on stuff in the Congress and in the House and in the Senate and among our Supreme Court justices and our Department of Justice and our FBI and Charles Flynn in a boat in the Atlantic. You know what? I had a download on why he is in that boat in the Atlantic, Mike Flynn's brother in the Navy. Because He is out there like a radio antenna, still picking up all the illegal traffic with his people on the other side of the ocean and all of his alliances. I also had a download that whoever is on that boat, it was planned that he would go back on that boat and he would be basically bugged, the whole boat. The select people who are on that boat are there for a reason, and some have special instructions on what to watch for. He's on that boat out there to pick up more information. Wire fraud. And that saying of keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. We're keeping the white supremacists at home. Like even if they're part of the military, we're keeping those people on our shores at home. Because if they were sent out, let's say they were in the military and they were on a boat and they went somewhere else, they would easily be influenced by and have more reason to align with our adversaries. And these are the highly motivated ones, like former military people that are like, oh my gosh, am I still here? Like former military people that went Oathkeeper, did all that stuff. My goodness, thank you so much. So I want to tell you guys, please don't worry about Charles Flynn in a boat. Please don't worry about the counter plans. I think stuff is coming more quickly because I got that massive download today. And then like an hour later, it's the whole thing about the wire fraud. If I finally got to download it because I have not been able to see it for quite a while, it's on its way. So please don't fret. Again, Venus is retrograde. The people who are out of power and in trouble are going to keep exploiting this to scare you guys to death and to create tension and to ruin your holidays. And most importantly, to get you to vote against Joe Biden and Democrats. Ultimately, that's the goal. I'll say do whatever I need to do to get you guys to turn against them. Basically. How are you guys doing? Okay, here. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Nasty Women Tarot. I love you guys. You guys, you go check in with those Nasty Women Tarot if you're feeling bad. They're so good. They're so awesome. I love them. Okay. Okay, wait. My brain. Okay, brain. I need my brain to unscramble. Tarot. Show me. Show them what you showed me. Show me. This. Because now the cards all make sense. We're going to do the here we go. Yes. Please don't fret. There's no room to fret. First of all, it's been solved. Secondly, we're in the final vestiges of the fall hours, but the Pluto return. This is a total, complete reset for our nation and government. It's like nothing can stand. Nothing. It just, don't worry. It's not a time to worry. They're going to give you 1,000 reasons why to worry, and then you guys are going to ask me about it and be like, don't worry. What did I tell you? It's a facade. The Venus retrograde is letting down the facade of all the garbage, so we're really seeing what's happening. So this multi-counter J6 thing, it is spread across agencies. It is spread across media. They're, and it's like how this thing is multi-pronged in multi-directions. I got the sense like the media, like Fox News, MSNBC, all them, who's reporting what? the origins of those stories come from different streams of this. And they're looking at how that information is sent out and how it pings back on our airwaves, on our TVs. We have the population, how they're handling us. So the agencies, and then we have intel, and then we have 45 and the extremists. Okay? So, Pammy. Hi, mate. You're welcome, Maggie. Okay. So this multi-counter op that's going on, I could sense it was out there. It finally came together today. And this has been for like months. Oh boy. You guys, this got started so long ago. I can't even see. Ooh. How it's hitting every single agency. How it's hitting the media. The population at large. Our intelligence agencies. Ooh. Donald. And his extremist white supremacists. Oh my gosh. That explains that. This card, Much Ado About Nothing, comes from the Smith-Waite Anno Centennial Edition. The extra artwork I kept inside here because they tell a story. So we have a multi-pronged approach. This is the multi-pronged approach. This is what you're going to do with your piece. You're going to take some action, and we're going to find the end of everything related to January 6th. Okay? This is the multi-pronged approach. We have all the data we need. There is an agreement to protect the United States of America. Okay? This multi-pronged approach has gone through every single possibility. We have an agreement that it's best to protect our national defenses like this. And your piece of the pie then is to search high and low to the very end and report back with all the information, okay? Oh boy, people are back. I love this. That answers another question I have. So, the Eight of Swords, this multi-pronged approach, when we came in, we were pretty much enclosed by the trauma and the dirty work of the prior administration. We couldn't sort this out. We couldn't see where we were going. We didn't know what booby traps we were surrounded by. Since then, that has come to pass. All these things have released. But we're not going to show you what it's become. Because in the past, we've got, these are the conspiracies. These are the three branches of government. These agencies have worked on those different tiers of things that they needed to do with their piece of the puzzle. Every agency has a different focus on what they're supposed to do and break it all down. The Fool has not been decided. This is the beginning. I'll never find the beginning of this. And they have found some fools on the way that are going to be charged. Okay? So this multi-pronged approach with all of our agencies, the devil. This was the hostile takeover of our nation. The insurrection, the coup. With the media, this multi-pronged approach is embedded. It's giving the media some bad leads. And then they're going to follow it. We, the people, the population at large, we keep telling things have been done. It's worldwide. Nope. Handling the population has been difficult because there are so many things influencing us from around the globe that are embedded and hidden that we can't see. It makes us strong and it makes us weak. This is they're still hammering at us individually with like our social media accounts. This was 45. Multi-pronged approach. Oh my God, he is just so sloppy with his discussions. So sloppy. And the white supremacists, they're getting a lot from those insurrectioneers, the FACADEers. They're showing very promising leads to get through all of this. So it's a multi-pronged approach, you guys. They have all the bases covered. We're out of this, but they keep trying to put us back in here when they're talking about Joe Manchin, right? He keeps getting put up to this stuff. Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. So there is that multi-pronged approach. And so like I was saying earlier, I had that huge download of what this multi-pronged approach was, that it was happening. And then that person tweeted about wire fraud, which is basically a scheme to commit fraud based on false things to make the scheme happen. And it is sent over wired or wireless transmissions, which basically is all the data, everything we see out there, because they have this scheme to promote that the election was stolen and it was fraud. And that's what they're trying to do. So they're getting them with wire fraud, which is so hilarious because it's like that movie, The Untouchables, we're going to get you on mail fraud or whatever it was for doing something through the mail. This is where I laughed because I was like, on my way out the door, I got to go to a hockey game. But then I saw this. So then I have this new asteroid thing I'm using. I want a full list for this time in this location. And so what was coming... So in that chart, when I did that, what was coming over the eastern horizon in Washington, D.C., the thing that was giving me life to cue it up about this wire fraud. Leo 13, the lion, the sun, 13 degrees. And when I finally got home to look at this list, I kid you not, at 13 degrees, 0 minutes, was the asteroid ORANGIA. And I'm like, what? The big, giant orange was coming over the horizon, and I could feel, see, this is how I know things are clearing up because I'm getting messages much more clear. And it was like, yes, we've been trying to tell you to look at this asteroid ORANGIA, but you keep ignoring it because I think it's a joke. How could you possibly take seriously asteroids with the obsession of Donald being ORANGIA? Right? ORANGIA. So ORANGIA. This is the counterintelligence wire fraud asteroid. It's ORANGIA. I mean, it's way too funny. I just about died. And so then I had to do a Celtic cross on the ORANGIA, and I just had to leave because then I thought I was going to faint because it's just way too much information. ORANGIA, how it's seen is the 10 of Swords. We're going to get them. The counter orange operation. The counter January 6th operation. We're going to get them until we get them all, and they cannot get up. And the Celtic Cross I did right before that show me what this multi-stream counter January 6th op is, and it showed me the Ten of Swords. You guys, it's done. It's done. Don't worry. We've got the Orangia. The orange. The giant orange, you guys. And I think I briefly looked to see where it's the orange in, oh my gosh, did I don't know. I gotta sit down. Like my head's exploding again, reminding myself of this. Orangia. Orangutan. That's right. So DT has orange asteroids, too many burgers. There is actually a burger that came up. I can't even remember what it was. Even the asteroids are coming through with new themes. It is a bit mind-blowing. So that I had to show you. Where else did I get everything on this list? Oh my God, Lucifer. There's an asteroid, Lucifer. I finally was trying to pin down this energy that was driving me crazy, and I discovered it in my chart. I'm like, oh, well, that explains that. This Lucifer asteroid feels exactly like the devil, like when you want to do something, or there's just a will that is not yours, that is stuck to you, and it's like you carry that burden forever. It's like that thing that's so hardwired and so painful that keeps you doing the same thing over and over. Well, I finally released this in my chart, and then I was shown how to release it in my chart. This is really interesting to me. So then I had to look at Orangia. Donald, where the heck is your Lucifer? Guess what? It's at it's at 17 degrees Cancer, and the Capricorn Ingress moon. Holy crap. Oh, he is leaving the fall with himself, the devil. Oh no, no. Oh no, okay, forget it. I was thinking of something else. Sorry, too many charts. 17 degrees Capricorn, you know, or Cancer, you know where that is? The great Saturn-Pluto conjunction, the great reset of world powers from January 12th, 2020. I always talk about it. This is where all hell broke loose into our lives in 2020 into 2021. The great Saturn-Pluto conjunction. We normally have these every 35 years, but with this, all these planets in Capricorn, plus Uranus and Taurus, you got to go back like 5,000 years. You got to go back to the Bronze Age to find this. I'm not going to go there. This is that great conjunction, the great reset button over Washington, D.C. Sun rose in the east, peaked overhead, and then it set. The gravitational pull beneath our feet in Washington, D.C. If you want to think of X marks the spot where you're digging for treasure, your foundation that you are built on. The bottom of the chart there was 17 degrees Cancer. Donald's Lucifer that he unleashed with this Saturn-Pluto conjunction. It has felt like the devil has absolutely been in charge of so much with him, and that it still lingers. But the other thing that was at the very bottom of the chart, our saving grace, was that asteroid George Washington. There was a promise. So he's kind of like been battling it out. That energy battling it out with him. So that was mind-blowing. Okay, I think I covered all those bases. How you guys doing? Another sip of coffee? Hi, Linda. A sip of water. I don't know, you guys, have you guys had issues with I've had so many issues with hydration since this Venus retrograde. It's like I can't drink enough water. My body is trying to compensate for the things that are kind of out of whack right now. Okay, let's switch gears. Finally, how long are we into this? Let's look at some charts. I have some things to share with you, but this I really had to share with you. I cannot believe this was, yeah, we're not going to go backwards. With this chart, some interesting things. Oh my God, there's so much stuff. Let's look at this. Yellow. The top of the chart. The sun hits its highest peak right here. This is Washington, D.C. This is the, oh my God, these guys are so, holy crap, you guys. They're just done. I just wish I could impart that to you even more so. And this is like, had my jaw dropped. Look at this. These are all the charts. We've got Washington, D.C. We've got Trump Tower. Guys, he is so screwed. He's so screwed. I just want to look at the top of the chart, where the sun hits its highest point in the day, where what's in the skies for everyone to see. Well, here in Washington, D.C., it is 20 degrees Gemini. Donald's natal sun is 22 degrees Gemini. It's right there. His moon is 21 degrees Sagittarius. So his sun, his life force, his moon, his emotions, his body, who he is, are powerfully touching the top and the bottom of the chart. The things that were happening and exposed with this full moon. In Manhattan, now, we have 23 degrees. His sun is 22 degrees Gemini. And at the bottom, it's 23 Sag. That's his moon. So it's like he is straddling the top and the bottom of the charts in DC and in New York. Basically, his sun and moon are enclosed. They are trapped in between these two charts. He cannot do anything. He can't. And on top of it, in Mar-a-Lago, he's got 17 degrees Gemini at the top of the chart. That is his natal Uranus. Hello. Chaos. Unexpected stuff just raining down. And this is how we are going to entertain our guests, Venus retrograde and the winter solstice. He's trapped. That's how he's going to start off winter, because this lunation carries over into winter. He's so trapped, you guys. He is so trapped. So when you look at this chart, know that he's screwed. On the ascendant, 21 degrees Virgo, is conjunct USA Neptune. That is the planet for white supremacists, oath keepers, prop boys, blah, 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 blah. And what he did with them. This is front center, again, leading into Venus retrograde, the facade, and into the next season. But what is this? Just above, the things that just rose here, that's like now in the blind spot, are close to the horizon. So when the time comes, these are like bombs that drop on these guys when they're least expecting it. We have USA Lilith, our deepest pain, which is the result of white supremacists and what they do and what the GOP does to limit women's rights, human rights. But here, out of reach, is Orcus for these white supremacists. That's their oath that they took to Donald. It's going to drop like a bomb on them in DC, which tells me this is going to give because it is right next to Fortuna, fortune. They're better off having their secrets and being more fortunate and just letting it fall. So that's just how this chart gets started. Donald is enclosed and trapped. We have some business that's going to come out and just shatter things. Oh my gosh. So Venus went retrograde at 26 degrees Capricorn, conjunct the asteroid Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. And it is retrograde. The facade is coming down, but it's staring straight at Pluto. And Pluto is going to destroy that facade when she rushes through. Pluto, 25 degrees Capricorn, guess what? Is conjunct the White House. President Biden's White House. And here, the doorway to the 5th house of the sun for our president is 24 Capricorn. They can open or eclipse. The thing that separated Donald from his money and assets and how he had such a tight grip on everything that we could never see. President Biden is walking through that door every day and Donald is separated from it. There is nothing Donald can do and he doesn't even know it yet. I just can't. There are so many ripe, and Donald, Uranus in Palm Beach, like a lightning bolt that's going to hit him with a bunch of crap. Dark Moon Lilith happens to be at 17 degrees Gemini. Dark Moon Lilith is the rage, the pain of the feminine that's been denied, rejected, abandoned, and left for dead. This is the pain. If it's his white supremacists that are pissed off on the way that things have gone for them not going so well, it's like a lightning bolt that's going to hit him. That's how this is set up. Again, this is how we're setting off Venus retrograde. This is how we're setting off Winter Solstice Eve. He's in so much trouble. Hi, Marby. Yeah, drinking a lot of water, of course. Okay, so you know what? Let's draw a Taroscope. I have not done one of these with you guys in quite a while. Mars is like 5 degrees Sagittarius right now. It is going to do something huge. The asteroid Bam Pow was 5 degrees at the full moon. It's like Mars and Bam are traveling in tandem, and it's just going to go pow, 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 pow. They just went through Flynn. Flynn was at 4 degrees. This 4 degree, look who's at 4 degrees Sagittarius. Asteroid Chow, as in Elaine Chow. We've got which this is ransomware. We've got Flynn, we've got Rosenstein. And I don't know if you guys saw the interview with Jamie Raskin. He said some really deliberate words about the prism is getting crystal clear about what happened. Asteroid Prisma, 4 degrees Sagittarius. 21 degrees Virgo asteroids, United States natal. We've got vet as in veterans, and bomb big, like something really is really going to hit us big about our veterans. And it lines up with Donald's bomb Ben, which is another explosive thing. So there is something going on there. Oh, and Gemini at this moon, this full moon, 27 degrees Gemini. Donald's natal chart has asteroid here. Asteroid, it's my mansion asteroid. This is my mansion asteroid, M-A-C-H-I-N. His natal. That's why he came out so quickly right after the full moon saying stuff. Oh God. They're in a lot of trouble. And Thea, I think Donald's going to have to throw his kids under the bus. It's looking that way, like that is an option. And he doesn't care. He's ready to do it because Thea would do those kind of things when alliances were broken. It's crazy. It is so crazy. So let's do this TAROTSCOPE, okay? We're not leaving till we're heaving something. We're going to finish this. Okay. Let's see what is going on here. So remember, I said, don't worry. Don't worry, you guys. We got this. Deseret, I always look forward to Autumn's reading. I do too. She's so good. I so appreciate her dedication to come on every single day. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I could do that. I think I have to be an empty nester, though, in order to do that. Okay. Let's do this. Show me. This is over Washington, D.C. We are looking at President Biden's Washington, D.C. What's carrying us into the winter solstice? Oh, here we got one. Your networks. Crowning. Wow. Defenses, USA. A lot of things on the fence here. Let me get my worksheet so I can write these down. Fifth house, creativity. What our president was meant to do, his creative expression as our leader. 12th house, escape. Those are the secrets. Those are the secrets he has to keep. What can he creatively do in his role while keeping all these secrets? do over here. Let's just go this way. Horse house. Look at that. Who is he? He's Venus. He's love. The facade is down. His Venus is strong and endures while the facade is down because he didn't waste time on a facade. Venus also comes up a lot for me, kind of representing COVID sometimes and how it gets people. But his Venus is strong. Assets, resources, substance, values. Sacred, DC. The comms. Their counter op that's going on. Hidden enemy. The messaging. What messages to use? Working on that. That is interesting. Networks, friendships, solar eclipse revolution. Things are getting eclipsed. Yeah, we are still in eclipse territory. We're still in this new moon solar eclipse lunation of Sagittarius. What's crowning DC with Biden? The Jupiter return benefits. Benefits are on their way. We have a lot of good coming our way. I feel like this is also pointing towards this area, which is overseas, but it's also our laws, our justice. Sagittarius I see. Lands far away, ruled by Jupiter. Like these are in synergy together, right next to each other. And our laws, it is also for Don Julio, it was Putin. But these are our laws, our FBI, our Department of Justice, our agreements, networks overseas, shared resources, our roots, who we are, what we believe in, what we're going to defend and protect, our partners. Oh, who is our partner? Who is our enemy? The Moon Soul card shows for me, basically China, Russia. There's been a lot of China interference and a lot of asteroids in the background coming up related to ransomware. This ongoing crap with them. This area, our public servants, second house owning, assets, our day-to-day, our health care. Owning our health care and taking care of people. Fifth house of the sun. For him, Uranus genius. Uranus! Linda Foster's here! Thanks, Linda. So nice to see you. I hope you guys are doing well and hubby's good. Our friend from Indiana's here. We haven't seen her in a long time. This Uranus genius, he's got a secret here. He's being creative. He's got a secret. Remember at the top of the chart in Florida, Mar-a-Lago, this is Donald Uranus. Donald's natal Uranus is, I'm sorry, I've got hair here. 17 degrees Gemini. It's at the top of this chart in Palm Beach, Florida. It's going to carry over into the winter solstice. This lightning bolt it's coming from Biden. And it's going to be very, 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 very painful. Very painful. Fourth house defenses. Look at that. These are our defenses, our clan, our people. I think we're trying to root people out. Who belongs, who doesn't. Who's a friend, who isn't. The hidden enemy are the third house messages. Messaging. Gemini is ruled by Mercury and has to do with messaging. Look at Mercury is right there at 8 degrees Capricorn. That is opposite Donald's Mercury. Donald is not speaking too well these days. His words with Venus retrograde have no value. Too bad, so sad. Aquarius, I know. Ooh. This is the modern ruler of Aquarius. So POTUS has Uranus. He knows everything. He knows everything. Second house, income gains, values. Our abundance. There's a limitation here, Jupiter, but because of mansion. He doesn't want us to have nice things. Oh, so Jupiter return benefits. We could have the nice things, but someone, Fred, wearing blue jeans is not helping. And Fred wearing blue jeans has to do with that video made by Vinny, who was mocking the Proud Boys at the Washington Monument, trying to scare people with their little march. And Vinny is a comedian who was like yelling at Fred for wearing blue jeans because they have to look scary, and khakis are scary, not blue jeans. So I believe Fred said their march was Ku Klux Klan, biatch, but at Best Buy, we're going with the khakis and the navy blue shirt. So funny. So funny. Okay, let me write these out here. 5th house, creativity. 12th, escape. Venus, love. Jupiter, abundance. I'm just going to do more or less. Aquarius, I know. This is like, people are being forced to pick sides right now, you guys. People are getting cut out. Whatever they're deciding to do. Fourth house, roots. Khakis. I don't. Okay, I can't look at. I am just going to start laughing all over again. Return benefits. 11, solar eclipse. So don't forget that on top of this solstice eve, the thing that happened last year on the first day of winter was the great Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, which was ushering in a new dynasty for 200 years. I mean, it's a lot to take in. Comes, and then third house. Messages, plus or minus. Okay. Yeah, that is, I'm not talking about G-string. I'm sorry. I don't want any creepy energy. Something's up with that case. I mean, Jim Comey's niece is the prosecutor. Come on. Really? How did she land that gig? I will tell you that asteroid Epstein came up prominently for the U.S. and this full moon. Who did he come up with? And it's the third quarter moon. He came up with Epstein came up with, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, Niobe, N-I-O-B-E. It's basically you've gone too far and you have to pay for your crap. We have Ophelia. Ophelia, she died by drowning. She's a teenager. All those teens that have been lost, they've gone too far. We have DNA evidence, but also like the structure of things, the structure of plans. This is what was conjunct USA Moon. Donald, again, at the full moon, he had asteroid MACHIN, like my mansion asteroid, but he also had Dante, descent into hell. He's descending into hell, you guys. He is. It's so crazy. Are people wearing khakis? Okay. Let's get some tarot cards on this. I've been so curious to see what's going on with this. So this is a full moon Gemini. This was on Saturday, December 18th. Whoopsie. Oh, we got some agreements. That makes me very happy. We saw that prominently with their multifaceted counter January 6th operation going on. December 18th, this was at 11:35 p.m. That moon high in the sky. Okay. We gotta talk about this. Conjunct this moon. Well, it's at 29. I have talked some. I always keep my eye on this. Ping Tong. Ping Tang. These asteroids seem to work in a pair, and they have to do with communications. The Ping Tong, this is like, for me, this is kind of like the home base, the substance of the thing. It has more like yin feel to it, that whatever's being activated and communicated and picked up who knows where, like that like action, is the yang of what happens from this message. This is like espionage, messaging. This moon at 27 degrees Gemini was conjunct Ping Tang that has gone retrograde. Okay? And no, it's at 29 Gemini retrograde. It's been in Cancer. It's going backwards. It is back at 29 degrees Gemini. This was the chaos asteroid that clicked on August, ahead of the Afghanistan withdrawal. So it's like the messaging is getting picked up. We're going to find out more about what's going on with Afghanistan. Donald, tipped us off to that the other day with this statement about how awful Joe Biden is, and then just randomly threw in Afghanistan. I'm like, okay, thanks, I got it. This action messaging that's being taken is going to trigger a lot of that past chaos, ongoing chaos. And there's Thetis. I think that is the one that's, throws her kids under the bus or sets them on fire to get them to convert somehow because some sort of alliance didn't work way back in the day of like ancient Greece. This isn't good for the kids. The kids, they're equal. It's open. They're open game. Except for Ivanka a little bit, but he'll devour them if he has to. Okay. Tarot. What's going on here? Oh, all these reversals. I will tell you, at the last quarter moon, I didn't get to share it with you, there were a lot of reversals, and President Biden looked mean. I think it's because he released something, gave the orders. Still working out some things, you guys. Maybe we'll hear this after the solstice, because like I said, things can't really go because we're right at the very end of a season. The Lovers. Oh, you guys! The Ten of Swords is the counter-up. The Two of Cups are the agreements, like kind of behaving beyond like our agencies and how we're going to do this. But the Lovers, those are the people that agreed to do the J6. When I get the Lovers reversed with those people, that's when they broke with our nation and our Constitution. Crazy. So, this is what's feeding our winter. First house, physical body, the self. Forfeit. Seven of Swords reversed. Going to forfeit or not act on something. Delay on action. There's a pause on something. I wonder if this is forfeiting because of mansion. Secret. Five of Cups reversed. Basically, they know how foreign countries came in to help these guys with their insurrection. They've got the comms, the hidden enemy. Remember the messages going either way. The Ace of Swords, messages, attack. What about this Ace of Swords? Yes. Okay. Reverse. Okay. So the hidden enemy. This is what we are going to do. We have hidden enemies, but this is what's going to be unleashed on them. Forcing a decision to break apart from the Lovers. Okay? And that lines up with the asteroids, because these Oath Keepers are better off staying here and just letting everything, the bomb hit Donald. Networks. A lot of discussions going on. Trying to get the best plan of attack going. This is not Russian strength. There is so much strength crowning DC with where we're headed. But nobody wants us to know how awesomely strong we are in so many ways. Ninth house, law enforcement. Ooh, that is action. That is FBI action. What are you guys doing? Taking some action on some news overseas. Funding for the insurrection, which all goes back to Trump. Shared resources, the Justice Department, the laws. This is not a Putin justice card. This is legitimate justice. This was like this, the moon, the soul. How charitable are we going to be? This is China, and human rights violations. They're still deliberating on something about China. Sixth house, public servants. We've got the Tower reversed. This is also the healthcare. You guys, it's coming. Omicron is coming. They're anticipating that. Fifth house of the sun. He wants to get off to a new start, especially with Build Back Better. There's some delays there. And there's a plan to finally unleash a genius plan. Fourth house roots, people are hung. He suspended. He needs to keep a sense of suspended time. And not the big reveal, but to protect whatever it is they're working on that is not totally ready. Third house communications are intel agencies. Again, charging forth, little inhibited. Do we go? Do we not? See, this is why he is so careful. Very thorough as a Scorpio. President Biden, Second house. Holy crap. We had the Jupiter abundance card, left or right. Three of Swords. They want to get the traitors. There's a poop ton of them, but it is time to nail this down. Got George Washington asteroid trining and sextile in very harmonious support to this full moon Gemini. Just wow, wow, wow. Okay, so what do we have here? We had the Two of Cups, Lovers. I just love this Ten of Swords card. Remember, Lisa Monaco kept showing up with this Ten of Swords. She's like, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. The Seven of Swords. We have Three of Swords. All these swords. You guys. Hello, wire fraud. Hanged Man. Fool. And the Tower. Six Pentacles. Justice. So, what news happened today, this evening, that I missed? I know I've missed stuff. It is just, makes my head spin. You know what? Linda Sandoval, Omicron is worse than they're saying, and the fact that they have not shut things down again is because they put making money over human lives. It's so difficult because half the population is so entrenched in it being a hoax that it feeds right into this January 6th stuff. Have you looked at the KPotter case? I have not looked at that case, KPotter. Minnesota happened so close to George Floyd, her case. Will KPotter spark a renewal of that energy? Show me the KPotter case. Ooh, looky here. It is going to touch something. It's an opportune time. This cloudy haze of cover-ups, conspiracies, fighting the system. There's the freaking devil, and there's the courts. Oh boy. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this case. The Ace of Wands, the Nine of Swords. Yeah, that happened in the past. It was a nightmare. There was a lot of outrage. We are still revisiting this. Something has changed, and at the bottom of it is hope. These cards, I was asking, will it renew the energy? The Five of Pentacles, people being shut out of something. Maybe the court case is showing something, but here we go. This is the dream card that's part of this deck that shows up. Seven of Wands fighting back when like social media or micro-targeting or hacking is trying to implant and get something that they want. I don't know. She killed Dante Wright. Blackmail. San Diego. A judge in San Diego today overturned the masked man. Oh my gosh, San Diego is just so full of the Trusha. Overturn the mask mandate we had in place for San Diego Unified School District, and it is a red area of Cal. Yep. I know it's bad, you guys, with this COVID. Okay. I feel like the divine energy that came in to revisit from 2019 to the exact day. Let's talk about this. So I had COVID, you guys know I had it. And then I realized while I had it, I was supposed to have it. And I actually think I was supposed to have it now so I wouldn't get hit by this Omicron crap. But in the way that, this is it. In the way that COVID is a healing disease in a certain respect, I couldn't understand, but I knew it was somehow tied to the divine feminine. And it just doesn't make sense because it's so brutal and lethal. But here's the thing. COVID is a disease of selfishness, self-centeredness. It's a disease that actually more so highlights the ego. It highlights inhumane conditions. It has disregard for life. And it was like this variant coming in, I could almost feel divine feminine saying, hey, you mofos, we gave you a pretty clear warning on what you had to do to get through life in this world, in this beautiful earth, and you're making it worse. It's not working. And I also got a sense that there is truly a divine appreciation for our nation creating a democracy and wanting that to survive. And unfortunately, COVID, this super selfish disease, is also at the core of what's hurting our democracy and whether or not we're going to make it. We're going to make it, you guys. This Pluto return is going to have a reckoning. We are in such a different place come March and April. But Tarot, show me COVID as the selfish disease. COVID is the most selfish disease. How did we get here? This was the expectation. You guys are selfish. The world is selfish. It is out of balance. The powerful have way too much. The powerless have way too little. And your task was to figure it out. We've invested so much in this nation, in your democracy, and we're not gonna let these a-holes ruin it. And so there is a reckoning. We hope that this is the future of it. And these things may diverge. This selfish disease. The past, childhood, our sweet children, our sweet families. we knew how to function as societies. We grew up, we had a dream to create democracies, to bring heaven on earth and thrive. Clear air, clean water, healthy kids. It's been a balancing act. It shouldn't be a balancing act because these are things that we can do, but it's hard. It takes money and resources to do. And therein lies the mystery, COVID. Governments and establishments, how we're going to listen to about this. It doesn't matter because COVID will slice through the air. It is the most selfish disease. There's so much drama surrounded. It came from freaking Wuhan. I mean, Wuhan, this is my card for China. It came from Wuhan. It is not charitable. Who's going to get it? Who isn't? Who's going to live? Who's going to die? Who's going to take all the resources? This is the challenge with COVID. It is a selfish disease. Where is your charity? Universe? World? That's the crossroads. Leading up to this, out of balance. There's so much that fell apart. This is Donald. COVID came because of him. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Who knows how it escaped from the lab? It did. It's a bioweapon. The plans to lay low, stake out. Here's Donald. I'm going to be the president of the United States. And I'm going to ruin the United States and dump over all of her agencies and hard work. And we're going to be SOL with this uncharitable environment with COVID. The Divine Feminine said, you guys, get your act together. This is a crossroads. Make some decisions. Are you going to pass on this? Really? No what? This is my no card. Are you going to cover up? These are your choices. Get away, hopeless. This is, the Divine Feminine is saying, this is what you've created. We warned you. Omicron is here. It can go now. Going forward, I'm back with this selfish disease. The knife is sharp. Swords are air. These attacking the lungs. How are we going to manage this? Because it's the freaking devil. It's taken over the world. It's taken over everything. Destroyed economies. It has been the most expensive result of selfishness, which is a man-made thing from the ego. Selfish people. Hi, Joe Manchin. Can't be bothered for charity. It can go this way. We'll achieve more stability by making the right decisions. Or the Queen of Pentacles, COVID, can keep festering and lingering all around. This is a crossroads that we're at. Getting our heads out of our butts. I know the Pluto return will help change this. This is where we're headed into the winter solstice. And this is what has to be done because we have just really kind of given ourselves right now a really dumb options. These are the crossroads. Divine Feminine is like, clean it up. You can do it or not. It's a really easy thing. So there's that. We finally talked about COVID. How are you guys doing? I know, Debsy, I am still angry about his piss poor handling of COVID and all the GOP who let him get away with it. Again, that's data and evidence that feeds into this counter January 6th up. And all the nations that fell in lockstep with him doing the same thing, because it's the same transnational mafia. And so it's such a selfish disease. Okay. So I think we're going to call it a night from there. I'm glad that I was able to catch up with you guys and share with you some important information. Now I got to go look at the Winter Solstice chart, so I'll be back before you know it. Thanks for coming on tonight. Thanks for your patience. It has been a busy holiday season. I'm filled up with more hockey than I could have ever dreamt of. And thank you so much, moderators. Always, you guys are just the best people in the YouTube-verse community. So thank you so much. It felt somber. Night all and Queen. Yes. Bye. When will we be? Okay. Trump he's done. We need to get into some more productive energies. Things are going to be changing a lot. Yay, Winter Solstice. Yay. Happy Winter Solstice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. You guys, have a good evening. We'll talk to you later. Bye.